Alrighty, welcome back. We have our next series getting ready to go here. Not Fans did advance, and we'll be going up against ManChickens here in our semi-finals. Once again, I'm joined by Justin, and we're starting on Sky Temple. Is that even allowed?
The cursed map. No, it should be illegal, but do we know who picked this map? So I can root against them internally.
This was picked by Not Fans. This is Jay's pick.
They're gonna do some shenanigans, I think.
Jay, well known for some shenaniganery when it comes to the hero pool.
Yeah, maybe some Sylvanas stuff could be, especially with Mocha in here. Maybe some Vikings. Maybe we'll get something a little weird.
It's possible. It's very possible. We'll see. Like, we're at the point, especially with Sky Temple, you can't ban out all the cheese. Like, you can run Abathur comps, you can run Samuro comps, you can run Vikings comps, you can do all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah,
you can do Juice Pirates if you want to.
Yeah, this is probably one of the better Juice Pirate maps now. Remember, this is really random, but I remember when before Jay got picked up previously in CCL, I remember it was when I was kind of like soft scouting for players, like when I was playing, and I was looking at Jay just because I watched him play Sonya on Battlefield, and I saw that when he was solo burning on the Immortal, every time he would slam, he would spin in a circle, which is like, I don't know how to describe it other than like, that's just like proper mechanics on Sonya. Like if you know what you're doing, like you're always doing that. You slam and then you spin in a circle and then you slam. Like it doesn't do anything, but it makes like your APM better, and it just makes you look really cool. So I was pretty impressed just from that. I was like, wow, all right, sure. Jay's a player to look out for.
Got that free APM, got to use it.
Yeah.
It's like in StarCraft when you're just jamming on your camera hotkeys waiting on your next drone. It's like, how do you not do that?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, if your ping is bad, then you kind of can't, but
yeah.
That's the only time it's allowed to not do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, goodness. All right, we got our teams in the lobby here. It is Sky Temple. We'll take you to the map selection screen here just to let you know what the situation is. How we ended up on Sky Temple. It's Battlefield of Eternity, Infernal Shrines, Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Volskaya Foundry banned away. No standard maps allowed. We're just going to the funky stuff.
Yeah, getting ready for some cheese, perhaps.
Every time I look over at the preview screen and I see ManChickens' little tiny baby logo, it just makes me laugh. All right, we're into the draft here. Oh, goodness. Because I had to resize the logo because it's got, otherwise the program would just stretch and it would look just silly. So I had to put it in like a big wide thing. I was like, do I make it a big white background? I'm like, nah, that's not the spirit of the logo. It's got to be a little tiny logo in a big blank space.
Stukov being banned out, it's interesting from first pick. They banned the best hero in the game. But, they're going ahead and just support checking the enemies here. Buds has been known to play things like Monk, and maybe even possibly he'll get his final game in of Rhaegar before he's changed. You never know. So this is a good Rhaegar map.
You need that siege. If you don't have the Stukov to do it, you can do it with a Rhaegar. Do a little bit of camp clear. They're going to lock in that Lunara here, as Dahaka was also removed. ManChicken been playing quite a bit of Lunara these last few qualifiers.
Yeah, on D-Shar they did the same thing, I believe, and Falstad is available. Dahaka's banned, Brightwing's banned, so the two main globals besides Falstad have been removed. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Falstad picked up, possibly a Nubarak. Or, I mean, also Sylvanas isn't a terrible thing, so I think that's a comfort for them, but we'll see what they look for. A Nubarak, Hogger.
Hogger, okay. Nathanatos wanting to bring the Hogger early. So that would imply that you're possibly not going for a Vikings, but you could totally do Vikings Hogger.
Yeah, you could. They most likely don't, but you could. There's nothing wrong with Hogger in the 4-man. I think as like a melee flex, it's fine, but not
a little bit less likely now.
Yeah, not as expected. And possibly support to be locked early. Yeah, there's the Monk. Yeah, and the Falstad. Okay, well, kind of scary.
Can't play both of those heroes.
That's true. I'm guessing he'll be on the monk. Bud's definitely one of the better monks in the entire world. So it's
it is
possibly
quite the treat that we get to see that.
Yeah,
We don't know.
Bud's,
There's often
Bud's
not a
the
place
monk
for
god.
poor Karazim, but it's cool that we get to see it here. Not fans. A lot of open options here on the side of ManChickens. They could remove a Hogger matchup. Yeah, they're gonna get rid of that Blaze.
You're all still available though if they look to get that later on in the draft for ManChickens. So not sure if the Blaze ban is gonna be super impactful. We'll see what else they end up getting, but
it's nice to take the bunker away, I guess. There's that Tracer ban. ManChicken's really not interested in playing against a Tracer from anybody today.
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, I guess, again, I think that's a Mocha thing specifically. But Sylvanas is still available, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them take that if they want to kind of save their last pick to be flexible and pick a ranged and a support here. Not a great support pool available, maybe Anduin, but
you could go for the Anduin like a Light Bomb dive. There's not really a lot of great interrupts for Holy Word Salvation yet. I mean, you've got the Gust. We'll see what ManChickens is going to pick up here. Maka on the Vala, pretty standard stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of room for what any problem could play here on the side of not fans. ManChickens, they've got gonna be the Johanna Sonya. All right, Porky settling into the Sonya picks.
I do like Johanna a little bit more here than in the previous series where we had it. I think on Shrines, it's really, really rough to early pick that when things like Diablo exist. And we've been seeing a lot of Falling Sword Johanna, and if they do combo that with the Leap, I think it's much better. Oftentimes, you see Johannas go Falling Sword and not have anything to really set up for them, and I think if you have the Leap to give the Unstoppable to the Sonya after she leaps in, it's a lot better. So, and Maiev being picked up, that's really scary team comp for not fans overall. Getting that last pick Maiev and getting Vala so late in the draft with Anduin, which is one of the better supports for her. It's looking pretty scary. I don't think either team has a huge advantage in the draft. If anything, I would say that Porky on Sonya is going to have to really be scared this game. I think he's more likely to get punished maybe in this series than the previous one. And Sonya is not Hogger. She's not nearly as safe. She's not nearly as tanky. So I'm going to be watching for Porky to potentially be inting this game.
It is possible. It's tough. Yeah, it's tough to get away with that Maiev. Like, you go in, you deal with a Nubarak, and then you're trying to get out of there, and then Maiev just goes, nope, you're coming right on back. So we'll see if that Falling Sword is enough to come in for those saves. For Karazim, is the dash a teleport? Like, will that break the bind, or do you get yoinked back?
Oh, you get yoinked back.
Okay, it is just fast movement.
Yeah, but at 16 he has his cleansy punches, so things might get kind of weird with that. Also,
Yeah,
just
sure.
all the CC is gonna be a lot harder off after 13 and 16, depending on how well ManChicken can use the Lunara cleanse and Buds can use the Karazim cleanse at 16. Because they do have a lot of CC on the side of not fans. It might be almost just too much CC to even cleanse everything, but we'll see. It'll be up to Bud's God to do that.
Well, if they can hang on until 16 and have enough equity here on Sky Temple, that'll definitely help out. It's tough on Sky Temple to even have an even game at that point, eh? Like, just the early game advantages are so concrete.
Yeah, there's really no kind of coming back from a disadvantage on Sky Temple. That's one of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of the map as a player, because if you fall behind, it's kind of just trading after any incremental advantage you get. After that, you're usually just trading after the fact, even if you're ahead. So you kind of just retain that advantage nearly no matter what. There's very few opportunities to kind of get a comeback mechanic on this map up until really, really late in the game.
Well, this will be a titanic matchup, as our referee is unfortunately disconnected. Hopefully everything's okay there. But on the left in the blue, we have our reigning champions, not fans. The Paletta is on the Anduin, Maka playing Vala, Athanatos is on the Hogger, Any Problem playing Maiev, and Jay is on an Uberak.
And on ManChickens, we've got ManChicken playing Lunara, Finn playing Felstad, Porky playing the Sonya, Shiggity playing the Johanna, and Bud's playing the Kerazim.
We
Immediate
got the
fly
fly
on
in.
point.
Vin is ready.
Is he getting stacks? He's getting stacks. That's a lot of stacks.
8, 9, 10 stacks on one cast. Congratulations, Vin. Well done. That's worth a fly cooldown. I can dig that.
Yeah, that's a. I remember that was a pretty common thing when you see Falset on Dragonshire when every game and just immediately fly mid and try to get those stacks. So Vin remembers as well as he does it here on Sky Temple.
Bud's gonna go in there, get a couple of those punches in, gonna get the dash on out, but Jay gonna reposition. Oh, gets Shiggity though. Johanna gonna be able to escape. Solo laners up in the top here. Pretty classic matchup between Sonya and Hogger. Both have really great regen. Neither one of them has mana, so they just kind of whack each other forever and mostly just look at each other funny.
He's getting a little bit bullied though already here at the start. He already had to use his tap, and he's quite a bit lower than the Thanatos, so we'll see how the solo lane progresses. And also just the early game in general I think is a lot more difficult for ManChickens. I think Not Fans has a lot more early pressure with Maiev and Uberak. It's a ton of CC just with basic abilities, and that's a lot of kill threat. And also just Vala being able to sort of just stand up and siege anywhere. They have Maiev who can do camps, Hogger who can do camps, Vala who can do camps. It's just a lot of all around just good things for the side of Not Fans draft for the early game.
I was wondering if we were going to see like just a full Sylvanas Grey main from Not Fans, just going like just into the sort of sneaky siege mode, but they've gone something a little more standard here for sure. And having the Maiev be able to get that wave clear while Vala does something like move around, I think is also really nice, like you mentioned. We're gonna see some pressure in the top lane. Not Fans using their quicker bruiser camp clear to just jump straight onto this wall.
Yeah, just a better rotation here coming out from Not Fans. Just getting the Knights immediately and rotating top. They're gonna get... Ooh.
Buds is able to survive for now. Waits out the Umbral Bind and dashes to safety. Very nicely done. ManChicken able to use the tap to try to get back into this fight, but the wall is taken down here. Nice job by Not Fans getting that early advantage that is so important here on Sky Temple.
Yep, because they took the Knights first though, ManChickens have their Knights behind the gate, so they'll maybe get an opportunity to do a siege of their own, but just in a straight up 3v3 or 4v4 top, I think it favors Not Fans pretty heavily just because they have that Vala who's just going to be constantly putting out a little bit more damage than the Lunara is, especially early on.
Bruiser camp going to basically be cleared where it stands here. Right now, see Hogger, Thanatos trying to deal with the split pressure from Sonya and Falstad as Jay just going to visit the mid there for a moment, make sure to catch that wave. But the temples are up. Looks like we've got Not Fans controlling the top side for the time being, taking advantage of that downed wall.
Ooh, and Porky not contesting mid, instead looking to take site and potentially for a rotate top. That's a little peculiar. This
thinking about it, but gonna meet Jay there.
Sonya might not even win this 1v1. Not until level like 10s maybe even. Yeah, it feels bad, man. Because most offlaners can win those 1v1s. That's kind of one of the drawback to Sonya, but they're getting engaged on top. Jay burrows in.
Jay burrowing in there. Bud's trying to get away from the Umbral Bind, is going to be pulled back, but moves right in there. The shortest pull from the Paletta is enough to save Maka here. ManChickens able to bully back that top temple. They take down the wall via objective.
Yeah, they won the fight, but we'll see if that actually secures the rest of these shots. No one's actually getting the mid shots from either team, aside from the little beginning shots stolen from the Anubarak, so we'll see how this
Shaman
progresses.
camp all over again.
Yeah, overall, Not Fans got quite a bit more out of this. They got probably 70% of the top shots, 70 or 80%, and they even got like a little bit of the mid shots, 10% maybe, so far. So we'll see how this next fight progresses, if they just opt in to take a 4v4 or 5v5 for it.
They're looking for Shiggity. There's the pullback on Johanna, but the damage not quite in range yet, so Shiggity gets away. Looks like Not Fans is controlling the point for now. Bud's getting a couple of hits there on Vala. Very aggressive Keraziming for the moment here. Oh, Vin going in for her big barrel roll. Just kind of getting... he's going to get pulled back, and Falstad is going to get punished, but Buds goes in with the trade onto Vala here. So backline for backline. Can Kerazim escape? Not enough dashes to do it. Porky... any problems on the chase, but looks like Sonya gets out. 2 for 1 there for Not Fans.
Yeah, not terribly huge advantage going over to the side of not fans, but they're definitely pulling ahead a little bit here in the early game, which is somewhat to be expected. I think until you get level 10s for the side of ManChickens, it's really, really hard to really punish at all. Without having their heroic abilities, Vala is just so oppressive, and the rest of their comp is kind of just designed to sort of just peel her and protect her, so you can tell that like Vin there is trying to dive in really aggressively onto the Vala, Buds on the Monk is trying to dive onto the Vala, and once they get their 10s, that's a lot easier to do, but until then, they kind of just are going to lose out more than they gain, even if they do get that kill on the Vala.
Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice the rotation. Jay going up and getting the last hit there, or the help on the kill there onto Porky. That's going to secure level 10s here for not fans.
The prophecy being fulfilled of Porky potentially running it down on the Vala in this, or on the Sonya in this game.
I do see Falstad up there shoring up the lane for now. Both teams do have their level 10s. It is the containment disc here for Maiev. It's becoming very very standard here with that silence tacked onto the end. Makes it a really nice gank tool. Not seeing anything super out of the ordinary otherwise. It is the strafe here from Vala, light bomb here from Anduin. Still no choice here from Buds. We'll see if it's going to be the Palm or the 7-sided.
Yeah, I know he's a big fan of Palm, but I know he also talks about how bad Palm is, although he likes it a lot, so we'll see. It could be either one. There is a lot of one-shot blow-up potential with the light bomb and the cocoon into any kind of follow-up CC. So we'll see if he feels he needs to go that Palm just to stop the one-shot or not. I would probably prefer to see a 7s, but a lot of that, like the value he can get from the 7s comes down to kind of how they execute with their ultimates, with the leap and the falling sword if they're able to, and the gust if they can isolate. But Porky in trouble again, maybe. Might have to leap away if...
We're going to see the falling sword, going to disconnect the Umbral Bind there. Lunara is pulled out of that cocoon. Nice job on the Unstoppable. Good peel there from ManChickens. Nicely done.
Yeah, that was a good use of the falling sword. You don't really actually see the falling sword used just for the cleanse all too often, so that was nice to see. Well, they didn't have any of the cleanses on the Lunara or the Monk yet. Shiggy has a cleanse at level 10 and showcased it there.
Oh, big leap backwards from Porky here, looking for the Paletta, and that's Anduin going down. Vin was looking for a gust, couldn't quite get the value there. We see the strafe coming out from Vala. Maka is just trying to move away. Shiggity gets the catch. And I think that's Maka going down. Oh goodness. Is Maka getting away here? Oh, Vin is going to move in. All right, connects the lightning. There we go. I was like, no way does Vala get out here. That would have been rough. A nice pickup there by ManChickens as they are looking to control this bottom temple.
Yeah, you can tell how big of an advantage the 10s is for them and how they can get fights. They never are able to get a pick like that without their level 10s, so good leap by Porky on the Sonya. And then, just really well played overall to get those 2 picks. And Buds there does opt to go with the Palm, which is a bit interesting. I think in that moment on bottom where he was fighting the Nubarak, he maybe would have wished that he had 7s, but I'm sure he'll make good use of it at some point here in the game.
It seemed like the Palm pick was forced out by the gank attempt on Sonya there in the mid. That seemed like when it was locked in. So we'll see if it works out. I mean, we've got... if you can get that on after after a containment disc, you could see some value there. Possibly a way to just sort of line that up rather than trying to hopefully wait for the exact right moment.
Yeah, overall, things are relatively even. Slight advantage in structures because of the about 40% of the port top. Oh, but they look for Porky again.
Nice falling sword for the save.
He has Hortapult.
Nice Hortapult to get out. Cocoon out onto the Johanna. We're going to see not fans try to peel backwards here, looking for Shiggity, but the Unstoppable is popped. Any problem into the back line. Finds the pull onto Vin, but is going to get out of there. Nice light bomb combo. Going to catch the whole enemy team. Karazim going to be the first to go down here. Containment disc not going to land. But that's Karazim going down. Johanna could be next. Shiggity has 1 iron skin, but that's going to be running out in a moment. Any problem, going to go ahead and lock that up.
Yeah, that was a really, really sick light bomb combo. Using it on the Maiev as she teleports, they have a lot of ways to deliver the light bomb. They've got Hortapult, they've got Anubarak, they've got Maiev, and the Maiev, that is one of the least common ones. That's the least expected way to see it for sure. So
yeah, because you kind of got to line up that twice, because Maev's got to start going. And then you've got to hit that light bomb before the shade moves out of the wrong position. That's a tough one to do. At least with Hortapults, you can kind of time it out.
Yeah, Yeah, that was pretty sick. Don't see that very often. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, actually. That was really cool. Just no one was respecting the ghost and put the light bomb on the Maiev, and that's all she wrote. That was a really, really cool combo from
I
the side
think
of
one of
not
the
fans.
flashiest ones I've seen, besides that one, because that one's pretty dang flashy, but a Deadly Strike Alarak with Light Bomb is pretty fun to
Oh
watch.
yeah, that sounds cool. The boss got most of bot court for not
Taking
fans,
a lot of that down.
and Noob's also getting top court with the shots. So they're starting to pull ahead a bit here, a little bit more after that mid fight.
Not Fans is looking for a Bruiser Camp invade here. Porky will see that. See if Maka wants to start it up. There we go. And look, I thought they might bait it, but with any problem being spotted, they're just going to go ahead and claim their prize.
So they're splitting the map, but it's definitely favoring not fans quite a bit here because they managed to both get their own knights as well as steal the enemy knights while finishing the top shots. So they're going to be able to just push in top with the 16 advantage still for a little bit here with 2 knight camps. That's a pretty big siege that's going to have to be dealt with.
Shady grouping them all up here. ManChicken trying to find an opportunity to spread that poison. It is still choking pollen so that we don't get that splintered spear possibly to help on out there, but Johanna doing a good job of grouping everything up and taking it all down. Nice unstoppable there to remove the Umbral Bind. And Not Fan's going to try to escape, but looks like ManChickens don't want to let them here. But they don't have the chase tools available.
Yeah, this is kind of why I hate this map, is since they're ahead that one fort, now they have that structure advantage. It's always in their best interest to play safe now, because all the objectives are going to be things that you can trade for. So you're always going to have that structure advantage if you never opt in to take any fights. Ooh.
Looks like we got a pause here. So let's bring it on back to us for a moment.
Oh. Yeah, about the kind of the
I saw
advantage
Dice
with it.
reconnect.
Oh, they're good. Or he said Jay's good.
Jay's good. Okay, Dice is here. All right, we're good. I've heard that can be a problem in some custom games and the referee disconnects.
Oh,
But
yeah.
both teams are ready to go.
Bomb diffused.
Five, four, three, two, one. Let's give it a try.
Oh, no. Oh.
Uh-oh. There we
Okay,
go.
we're
All right, we're back.
All right.
All right, we're good.
They
We're
have
good.
that structure advantage. It's you never really want to be the team taking any kind of risky fight when you're ahead on this map. So now the initiation is always going to be basically on the side of ManChickens. They are the ones who need to force fights now because they know they're behind on structures. And if they don't do anything, then they'll just slowly lose the game because of the way that the objective always trades out.
We do find Jay on the face check, but Anubarak pretty resilient for that sort of thing. We see, leap out in the bottom lane. Can they get any problem? There's the vault of the Wardens. No double vault just yet. That's going to be Maiev going down. An initiative taken here. We see the Falling Sword aggressively out onto Jay. Double kill here for ManChickens.
It's a nice pick. They need that for sure. Being
Very
like,
nicely played.
that's what I mean. You can tell how ManChickens realizes, since it is Sky Temple and since they are behind, they have to make these aggressive plays, and it pays off. They get the double kill. Really, really well played there. Nice lead
Got
by
a
Sonya.
siege camp coming as well. This could be some good damage here. Vala is going to have a little bit of trouble stepping up for this. Just going to get some multi-shots out when possible. Porky coming on in as well to possibly chain an extra kill. Do we have a leap cooldown? 15 seconds? Okay. It's not going to be able to do that, but look at this keep just
whole
melt.
keep. Yeah, that's nuts. Just 2 picks gets them the whole bot keep, and now suddenly they're the team that has the slight structure advantage. We'll see if they're able to rotate top before not fans, or if they're gonna have to reset. Oh, yeah, Buds and Vin both have to reset. Even Shiggity's going back, so they're gonna be a little bit slow to rotate top. Hopefully Porky doesn't get caught out before his team can get there, but really, really well played from ManChickens, making the play that they needed to make to come back into the game.
Nicely done. Not Fans does arrive first. We see ManChickens trying to catch up that top lane, but the shots are going after the well, going to be going straight onto the fort here. Shady going to get cleansed there. The cleansing touch is online. Porky waiting for a flank opportunity. This could be big here for ManChickens. Maka staying on the top side here. Porky. Oh no, doesn't hit the leap, but is in the mix here. Maka able to move back. Light Bomb. Oh no, Light Bomb misdirection there as Hogger was bouncing away. Porky trying to come on through with the last hit. That's going to be Anduin and Vala going down. Any problem? Oh no, it's going to get the juke, but it's not going to be enough. That's a triple kill here for ManChickens, and they're looking for more.
They can end the game if they get these kills. That's
Look at the palm. The palm is in. There goes Hogger, the ace for ManChickens, and they're just going to go win. Or at least they're going to try. Their health bars are a little bit scary.
They attempted to do the fourth light bomb delivery system that I hadn't even suggested or discussed in the Hog Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't quite work out for him there in that fight, but they traded the light bomb missing on the Hogger for the leap missing. But I guess in a sustained fight, it just comes down to the double ranged and just better execution from ManChickens there in that last team fight. Well played to them. Honestly, just 5-0 team fight. Pretty decisive at the end there, and as the game progressed.
Incredible work. ManChickens coming on in. They're going to get the 1-0. Circling in the chat saying the cleanses were insane. Absolutely. Those dashes coming on out. Very, very important in that fight.
Yeah, against the reigning last week's winners too, right? So this is ManChickens knows that hypothetically they win this series, and it should be like this is kind of the finals from ManChickens' perspective, right? Because this is the team that won last week, so they're probably thinking that this is their strongest competition. So they're going to be
on paper, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I haven't checked to see if there were any major substitutions or swaps in the other squads, but I feel like they're probably pretty stable. So yeah, if ManChickens comes out with the 2-0 here, they've got to be feeling pretty good about the finals.
Yeah, being able to take out not fans is not an easy thing to do for sure, and especially with I think not fans having just like a really powerful early game comp and falling behind, but being able to bring it back there at the end with those 2 picks bottom and then winning the team fight so decisively top, just kind of flexing on them at the end of the day, just in the team fight and the macro.
Oh yeah, really nicely done. Good stuff. Back to us here as we wait on our next map. We'll see what comes up here in the in-game chat. Update the scoreboard real quick while we can. ManChickens 1-0. Fantastic. So, I mean, we've got a lot of maps that we'd normally see are not available. Dragonshire is one that we tend to see a lot. That's still up. We've got Towers of Doom as a possibility. I don't think I've seen a Towers of Doom game in a little bit. Could be a place to go.
Yeah, I'd like to see a Towers of Doom game. That's a fun map for sure. You got a lot of weird stuff that can happen in the late game on that map. A lot of comeback stories.
Might see a Murky. That's always fun on Towers. You don't get to see Murky basically ever.
Maybe we'll see Porky on not Sonya.
Not Sonya.
He's getting Sonya every game.
Double soak with the Sonya, or you just do it with the Falstad.
Yeah, they might start target banning him though. Maybe. I feel like every game I've seen of Porky now has been on Sonya.
Did he? He played Hogger once, right? Didn't he? Or has it been 3 Sonya games? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember if it went Sonya, Hogger, Sonya.
He did play Hogger, yeah.
Yeah, so we had Sonya, Hogger, Sonya. Yeah. Okay. Definitely still a lean towards the Sonya. See if it's picked up here. But we're currently waiting on our next lobby to be ready. Just wait for that to come up here. I want to go and like dive into the Discord, but it'll break the camera. I'm just going to leave that there. Oh, goodness me. So this is going to leave not fans with the choice. Most teams have been going with the first pick just because of the general state of the patch. You get the trade out with the Junkrat and you trade out the Stukov and the Brightwing. Everyone's pretty much got their pick strategy online here. From first pick, yeah, I mean, Towers is fine from first pick. One thing I do hear when it comes to Dragonshire and why it's such a most often game number 1 map is it tends to be a little bit better from second pick. Not necessarily better than first pick, but if you have to choose a map, Dragonshire picking second isn't as much of a problem as other maps. Is that your experience as well?
I think it kind of depends on what the team's sort of internal understanding of what the draft meta should be, because there's some general things that are sort of constant, but then there's between the teams there's a lot of like differing in priorities. So I think kind of like also like even like your tank priority, like if you think that Diablo's really strong, for example, can kind of like really change the way that you want to prioritize that first pick or second pick or map. There's a lot of, I think a lot of comfort definitely plays a role as well with like what maps you want and whether you want first pick or second pick. But in general, most teams just kind of default to taking the first pick. I don't think that's always necessarily right. I think that second pick with a map that you prefer is often more of an advantage, but it's kind of just the norm. So you kind of want to, take the worst or the best of the worst if you have to be second pick.
Makes sense. Makes sense. We do have Towers of Doom loaded up here. Waiting to see who chose the map. I'm guessing ManChickens chose it based on Porky being the host, but we shall see. Let's see here. We'll just ask. Because they left the first draft team on coin toss. Okay. Yeah, alright. Red side chose map. Alright, so not fans did go for the first pick opportunity. Pretty standard, pretty normal. I know we're ready to go.
Hopefully they know that it's on coin toss.
I'll let them know. I've started some Storm Division lobbies that were definitely on coin toss before.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely been some moments of things like that happening. I remember one of my first qualifiers for something. I remember playing against whatever Cotham Lux team was, and this was one of my first tournaments ever, and I accidentally like told them the map I wanted to play instead of the map I wanted to ban, and then they banned my map, and I felt so stupid. No. I was like, oh, come on. I could have pretended to, like, I could have played dumb and got him to ban like a trash map, but I wasn't that smart. Like, I actually just messed up.
Yeah, that's definitely happened before. I've been in voice lobbies for like all the NGS amateur stuff, and sometimes a new team is just like, we want to go to towers. It's like, it's your map ban.
So fast.
It's like, oh no.
Yeah. Just kidding. I hate towers.
Slow down, partner. Oh dear. But we are getting ready for towers here. We're just getting the teams ready to go. And there we go. Let's go to the draft. Once again, thank you to Silvaje for all these lovely graphics we get to show. Whipping those up for us on week 1.
Go, Silvaje. And for making all the Sims movies that I watch.
Yes, those are excellent.
Those are good.
We are going to see the Lunara ban, so ManChicken going to be pushed off the Dryad here. It does leave open a couple things. As you think about your first picks, you think about your Dahakas and your Junkrats, and so now we've got Junkrat, Stukov, and Brightwing all currently unbanned. So now we go into the game of chicken here. Like, how many can I leave unbanned and try to get in the early picks as we see the Mephisto follow-up ban?
Yeah, Stukov, Brightwing, Vala,
a lot of power bucks.
Junkrat, all available. Junkrat's no longer available. So mostly guaranteed that the teams, mostly guaranteed that the teams will end up trading supports, unless one team wants to do some shenanigans.
If you're not fans here, you don't take one of the supports now, right? Because you know you can take it next.
Maybe. I think that
or
Stukov
if you really want one of them, I guess.
I think Stukov is better, but I'm not sure if the difference is worth it. It's also down to comfort to some extent, but in general, that would be kind of like what you would think would be best. I think Stukov might be a little bit. I think Stukov is the best hero in the game, but like by himself. And also, technically, second pick could go like Stukov, Brightwing, and do some weird double support shenanigans. I haven't seen teams do that, but
it's doable.
It's definitely doable. Yeah.
They could go triple support. Get your Luther in there anyway.
Yeah, with Stukov, anything is possible. You can pretty much get whatever you want after that, and you're happy.
A Stitches Lucio.
This is weird. I think
Is
there's...
that a...
Hmm?
Are they going to pick Medivh? Because you
Maybe.
figure you'd want a CC follow up with your stitches, unless you're just so far away from everyone that it doesn't matter.
I don't know what they're doing. I have some...
Porky is on.
Yeah, I have some knowledge that I'm not going to leak quite yet until the draft is complete, but I'm unsure of...
Not fans. Just picks good heroes here between the Anubarak and the Tychus. So this is a pretty much, you know, an A1 kill comp.
Yep, pretty standard. Got Anubarak, doesn't really mind going into stitches all too badly. Tychus likes going in stitches for the most part. Besides his short range, he's got the E to dodge hooks, and he's got the Unstoppable from the Odin.
Yeah.
But they are going to have to draft something to either punish the stitches or just not get caught by the stitches like after this. Picking the stitches early, it's not great for the team that picks it, but it does mean that the other team has to kind of be more, maybe pick things that they otherwise wouldn't prioritize quite so heavily. And yeah, that makes sense.
Tyrande.
Yeah, Buds hates Lucio.
So that's
that was
the
kind of
fall. Okay.
I figured they were gonna go some kind of double support. I didn't think Buds would be playing it, and Porky did lock it in, but I didn't want to, spoil the Buds hates Lucio.
So this could be like almost like a tracer like Lucio, where you're just kind of leaking out, harassing people, being on the edges. I'm trying to figure out what the plan is here.
Yeah, double support Lucio, you don't see it very often, but he is kind of sort of like a tracer, like a budget tracer that heals. Like it's sort of almost like a flex pick.
ManChicken on Leoric. We'll see what the flex is going to be there. Okay, ManChicken goes to the Lucio. Porky is going to go to the Leoric. Does fit the roles a little more flush. Any problem went to the Tychus. Maka went to the Sylvanas. That makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, Maka playing Sylvanas definitely makes sense. And my main concern for Not Fan is Anubarak really, really struggles into double support. It's nearing unplayable from the Anubarak's perspective. Like, it's up to his team to win the game, basically. You can't cocoon one target and one-shot someone else against double support. You need a lot more isolations than just the Anubarak cocoon to be able to do that, which is one of the main reasons that, that's one of the main ways to punish Anubarak is with double support. So I do like the Vala double support on the side of ManChickens. The only thing that I'm a little bit critical of their draft is Stitch's Leoric puts a lot of faith into Vala for damage. You don't really have a secondary damage dealer, which you typically want with double support. And just overall, they drafted pretty much all like S tier heroes on the side of Not Fans, so it's definitely gonna come down to execution.
We'll see if they can do it. Game number 2 on the left in the blue. We have Not Fans. Maka is on Sylvanas, the Paletta on Stukov, the Thanatos on the Blaze, Jay on Anubarak, and Any Problem is on the Tychus.
And on ManChickens, we've got Buds playing the Tyrande, Porky on the Leoric, Vin playing the Vala, ManChicken himself playing the Lucio, and Shiggity playing the Stitches.
5, 4, 3.
Looking good in his beach outfit.
1.
I always have trouble evaluating drafts like these, because if you just look at them in a vacuum and you're like, well, Not Fans just has better heroes at every position. But then you look at how are they going to work together? What's the goal on Towers of Doom? And it's just one of those maps where you're not really sieging in. It's just, can you get the points or can't you? And it's like, well, some weird stuff can work in that situation. So we just kind of see how they do it.
Yeah, this is, I guess, the one map where you don't really need to have a composition that can siege well, because the game is won through the objective shots, not through structures. And it's so hard to fight the Vala double support, especially early on. Vala double support is extremely strong, and Tyrande is very, very good with double support as well. Lucio kind of provides, assuming that he goes high 5, he provides that preventing of one shot that Tyrande kind of lacks. Tyrande's not great at stopping one shots, but Lucio with high 5 can very easily stop one shots. So they have a pretty good comp early on to sort of just run at you with Vala.
We get their sapper camps going here. Looks like no big invades here. I mean, you're talking about the early game power. It's definitely there. It's not necessarily invade type power, so they're just going to go ahead and trade that out. Jay is actually rotating to the mid here. This could be trouble for Vin. Double stun comes on out. Triple stun from the Thanatos. Silence follow up, but Tychus was not in range. Nice hook there onto Jay. And stun comes out as well. Is actually going to hit two. That's trouble for Maka.
Yeah.
That's Sylvanas going down. Kind of sideswiped on the Lunar Flare there.
It was well played by ManChicken on the Lucio. The boop was pretty good, and then the boop enabled Vin to escape there. And you could see how much resources they tried to put into killing Vin, and as soon as they fail to do it, they have to leave. And Shiggity had a good hook to stop that from occurring, to just kind of keep him fighting. And even Butts on Tehran getting the flank was pretty nice there. I think the main reason they didn't invade also was just because Porky's behind in the rotations, which I'll be a little bit critical of Porky. He probably shouldn't be behind in rotations as Leoric and Deblaze. That's a pretty good counter pick matchup for Leoric, so shame.
Follow-up stun. ManChicken is going to go ahead and get out of there. And yeah, we were talking about this sort of, Jay needs to go forward to engage for the team here. But then you're trying to run away from a Stitches Lucio. And that's just gotta be the worst thing ever if you're a Nubarak here.
Yeah, you can't E in really. If you E in, you have to be sure that you're getting a kill, so they kind of have to look for picks, but there's really no reason to split up because they're in a 4-1 right now. There's no reason for them to really be split to get those picks, so as long as ManChickens doesn't split up too much, it's really hard for Jay on the Nubarak.
Shiggity gonna pop that trait there to shamble on out. Gonna get a quick hook onto Maka. Nice job by ManChicken with the slow. Sylvanas is able to warp away. Big fight over this. Leoric and Blaze are gonna go ahead and trade out here and make their way on down to this fight. It looks like ManChickens are... Nope. Gonna get the next interrupt here. Leoric is clearing the mid before coming and joining the fight. Big stun from the Thanatos. Ooh. Silence on the edge, helping. Hand from Shiggity is gonna save Buds. Tychus is gonna go down here, and Vin able to move back as well. SimJ on the edge. Vala goes down here. Maka with a great warp in. Buds, is going to get hit with the low blow. So it's a counter double kill coming in from not fans.
Shiggity's trying to kill the Thanatos too.
Is able to get out.
No,
Thanatos is low here. Nice peel away. Wow.
There's a nice helping hook from Shiggity.
For Leoric here, but ManChicken is back in the mix, and that's Thanatos going down here. The Paletta's got no mana at all to try to help out. Maka with no mana either. Jake's got no mana either. And look at this. ManChickens just come back fresh as a daisy and wipe things up.
Yeah, the fight takes too long. It's too... the initial fight is good from not fans, but once they don't get the cap immediately, and Chiggity's still running around, and ManChicken on the Lucio is still running around, just causing chaos, stopping them from channeling, then reinforcements arrive, and it turns out to be a super long sustained fight, which the double sport comp really, really likes. ManChicken's so aggressive.
Really nice job just using the walls there on Lucio. What are the talents here? We've got the Accelerando and the off the wall. Yeah.
Assuming.
That helps.
Yeah. He's doing good on the Lucio. It's cool to see.
He's actually going to get caught there by the Lunar Flare. He's going to move on to the point here, actually. Not fans. Is pushed off. Jay is going to have to back up here, but now they're trying to run away from Lucio's Stitches. The Thanatos somehow splits the uprights there with the charge. Ooh. Jay is going to be hooked back in here. Nice cut off by Blaze onto Porky. Jay is going to escape here. ManChicken with the boost on the chase, but no kills to be found.
Yeah, that's brave, and I think the only reason that they even go for that invade is just because they know that Blaze is a lot closer than Leoric is. So I was kind of hinting on this earlier, I like to bully Porky a little bit because Porky, but he should probably not be getting out-rotated by Thanatos. So Thanatos doing really well on the Blaze.
Stukov actually going down in the bottom lane as I'm watching that rotation up on the top side. Maka went to go harass Leoric. That results in a kill on the bottom side onto Stukov. Got a good siege going on here. Vin is almost in range to be able to lock on here. The minion wave is in the area. It's a solo bottom lane altar. Things coming up ManChickens here.
Ooh, and the Rain selected by the Vala. I like that a lot with the double support, especially with auto attack build. If you go into the strafe, you're not auto attacking, so it's kind of counterintuitive. So just being able to constantly be just throwing out auto attacks and having the follow up CC with the rain is really really nice.
I don't know what the break point is on when strafe becomes more DPS, if it ever becomes more DPS than just weaving through the hungering arrows and the multi shots.
I'm not sure, but also I mean especially with the double support and the auto build, it's just more. He's trying to get those stacks. Stacking.
Absolutely. Sitting at 70 right now on that Creed of the Hunter. There's Cahoon coming out onto Lucio. Going to be quickly broken out by ManChickens. Able to get away from the silent zone. Massive shove. Not going to connect here. Porky on the edge waiting to possibly find an Entomb. Jay is taken away here. Has the Unstoppable. Nice Entomb follow-up. And that's a Nubarak going down. Poor Jay. Not a whole lot to be done there. Just too far to go.
You see how hard it is for Jay to get the engage too. He cocoons the Lucio and immediately tries to burrow onto Tyrande, but Buds has been here before and he instantly sprints away from that. And as soon as you miss that burrow on the Tyrande, it's just doomed for Jay.
Now you're just in there.
Yeah.
You see the push down in the bottom lane here from ManChickens. Wall's already down here, so we are going to see... okay, they're going to get cleared away. I was wondering if they'd managed to get up there and get the pressure going, but they're just going to double back and grab their own sappers. We do have a double altar phase coming up in the top lane here. As Jay... oh, Jay's going to go for it once again here. He's trying to stay on the point, but what an Entomb coming out from Porky, catching the entirety of Not Fans. And Nubarak is down. They're going to continue to fight here. Trade out for Tyrande is in. There goes Sylvanas. Shiggity gets the hook after putting the Thanatos in the gorge. The Boletta trying to get a silence for Peel. Stukov goes down. The Thanatos goes down.
And Porky even managed to basically 1v1 the Odin Tychus.
Oh my goodness, a full ace from ManChickens.
A disaster
that
for
was
Not
a
Fans.
nasty Entomb.
Yeah, that was gross. Porky redeeming himself for maybe not getting there on the rotation so early in the early game.
They're going to try to delay... see if they delay the cap here. Shiggity, they're like, no, don't do it. All right, Shiggity's going to stop. I understand not doing the full delay just because, you know, it's still pretty early in the game. But they do pick up the extra shots on that back altar.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's good that the communication is there, that Porky can relay to his team. I'm about to get bought. Don't cap ours yet. It's good. And
this could be one of those Towers of Doom games that ends on the second triple altar phase. It's kind of looking that way. We've got only 19 shots. We got 4 structures here on the side of ManChickens. If they get some timely team fights and defend this bottom structure, this could be a quick game number 2.
Yeah, especially with Stitches on Towers of Doom, it's really, really hard to play into Stitches on this map if you don't have like 5 heroes that can avoid getting hooked, which they currently do not. So it's...
Porky is gonna gets the Unstoppable. Has the long walk now. Okay. Hook comes out. Oh no! Shiggity just a little too close to the wall. Buds with a triple lunar flare, and we're gonna have a full-blown fight here. Starfall coming out as Vin getting stunned, trying to move on back, manages to get away from the charge. And we're flying back and forth here. The Boletta trying to put down those resets. Sylvanas is down. Any problem is stuck in the mix. That's all the damage down on the side of Not Fans. And ManChickens. ManChicken is actually going to chase Jay here and be a little bit of a pest with the...
Mosquito.
The pro charge over the wall is good. We've got a double altar phase coming on through. Potential 10 more shots for ManChickens right now.
Yeah, you can tell that Not Fans just doesn't understand how to engage against this composition with the double support on the side of ManChickens. To be fair, it's very, very hard, nearly impossible, just like on paper, to get a good engage. Like, really everything has to go basically perfectly. They see that Jay decided to try to start by cocooning the Vala instead of cocooning one of the supports. You can tell that he's trying to find different ways to do it, but there's almost no good answer, because Vin was able to roll out of there right as soon as the cocoon ended. As soon as he was broken free.
Hook out onto Jay as the tower is going to try to defend itself a little bit. Owl comes on through. We got Cocoon out onto Vala, and that is Stitches going down here. Not Fans trying to swing back. It's still 6 shots coming out from Tyrande, though, as Vin in the background is in all sorts of trouble. That's Vala going down. Double kill here for Not Fans. They are down to 7 core health here, and they are down level 16s.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them just run straight for boss. Doesn't look like that's going to be what they're doing. It looks like they're just looking to get the bot for it, possibly. I wonder if Leoric and Lucio are going to actually do it. No, they're not. Okay. Because they're going to be in a really...
technically sustain through that boss. I mean, that's a hard-hitting boss, but Lucio's healing should be good enough at 16, right?
Yeah, I think it's just that it would have taken too long, they probably thought, because they don't know if anyone's going to come check on them. But really good on not fans to punish ManChickens when they are split. That is kind of the only way that you can punish this double support composition, is to catch them split. And since they were both channeling the altars, that was their like one moment to look for that pick, and they do pull it off. So they're understanding that, and it's good. They need to do that to make a chance at coming back in the game. But leaving the boss up, I think, is a little bit rough for them. They probably should have looked to get the boss off the map.
Anubarak is taken away there. Follow-up stun from Tyrande. Oh, the Silent Zone is not going to be enough to save Jay. Anubarak is down here. Hook comes out. Oh, nice dash there by Any Problem. That could have been disastrous here for not fans. But here comes the triple altar. Right now, we see ManChickens only needs 2 of these to win this game.
Yeah, Shiggity is playing really, really well in the Stitches, especially. It's been pretty impressive to see all the hooks he's landing and all the gorges he's getting.
The Stitches just holding that hook for when someone's leaving here. Nice unstoppable there on the Odin. Silence onto Vin. Ooh, ManChicken is low. Nathanatos is trying to catch up with a crossfire. But Vala escapes here. Once again, not fans not going to go down so easily. Thanatos has the channel. Porky has the interrupt, though. And we are going to be fighting over these 2. 3 shots left on the side of not fans. They're fighting for their tournament life here. Nubarak coming on up. There's the first stall, second stall coming on out. Bunker available for Nathanatos, but once again, Jay is just being carted away behind this tower. Leoric is going to go down here. Cocoon is... Oh, Jay. Oh, Jay is going to go down. Nathanatos. Oh, Nathanatos actually completes the channel. Maka is low, though, and oh no, Maka is down. It's a 2-for-1 here. The hook lands onto the Paletta. Any Problem is going to try to get a quick channel, but ManChicken is in the area. Oh, ManChicken. Oh, no, Lucio goes down, but it's still a 3-for-2. Nathanatos is going to get hooked back in. Shiggity, you animal. That's Blaze going down. That's Tychus going down, and this... Oh, Porky. I was like, Porky might come back. Porky's on ManChickens.
Yeah.
That is going to be game number 2 at the 14-minute mark here for ManChickens. They will move on to our grand finals tonight.
Yeah, not fans may have won last week, but ManChickens angry. They're coming back with a vengeance. Oof. And they take them out here in this qualifier. You could tell that not fans, well, they did have on paper what would appear to be a really, really good comp, nearly like an S tier draft just across the board. They just didn't seem to have the level of execution needed to dismantle this double support composition. It's just too much to deal with the Vala constantly just pumping out damage, Shiggity constantly hitting the hooks as the Stitches, and yeah, it's just, you could tell that they got 2 members super close to dying there at the end in the fight that they needed to win. Maka diving forward and using the Wailing Arrow there, but getting 2 members to like 10%, 5% HP, that's basically worst case scenario for you against a double support composition. If you don't manage to get those kills and you use those big cooldowns like the Wailing Arrow, you kind of need every single thing possible, all very, very focused on one target to be able to win fights. So you kind of run out of steam, and the double support comp just runs you over after that.
It was a good one there for ManChickens. They had their tools spread out on multiple fronts. Even, if they tried to just blow up Stitches, Stitches one of the biggest health pools in the game. It's tough to chew through that. They got through it one time. You saw that split fight. But well done. ManChickens comes out with the 2 over the reigning champs. Let's bring it on back to us for a moment as I